Sup, Chucklefucks? It's your boy, Dark Raku here with a new what if, well, another different what if, but yeah. I was thinking this what if the whole time I was in school, and I should have recorded, well, what's it called, something for my first channel, which I haven't done in actually like a good couple of days, like 10 days at least. But yeah. So, anyone that's trying to wait for videos on my first channel, yeah, that's not gonna probably happen. I am kind of a very tired person half the time. But not the point. I'm not going to record that long. Pretty much just what if it's just called What If Issei was the son of Sosuke Aizen. Now, if you don't know who Sosuke Aizen is, he's basically, well, the greatest manipulator I could just, well, mostly I can say. But yeah, he basically manipulates so many people just to get what he wants. But yeah. But not the point. Let me begin into this what if and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah. But we go into this what if. So we go into a younger man right now standing in front of an older man that's right now in a chair or mostly in a seat. He's sitting down. He's wearing purely white clothes. And of course, well, mostly he's wearing white pants. Kind of like these black sandals. Wait, is it black sandals? No, white sandals? I don't remember. Of course, he's wearing a white coat over, well. But yeah, he's wearing a white kind of shirt, but there's like pink kind of like belt buckle, but yeah. Or it's kind of purplish. But of course, is where he has a sword next to him, and he's just sitting down. He has brownish hair. Of course, one brown like stripe of hair kind of like falling down to mostly the right side. Of course, he opened both of his eyes and they're like chocolate brown color. But yeah, he looks down at towards a younger boy that basically has brownish hair, white kind of clothing, mostly white pants and a white coat and all that. Has a black shirt underneath, and of course has like a mostly white shoes. But yeah, this is where the kid has a sword next to him, mostly a sheath, or mostly in its kind of what's it called? He has his sword right now in the first stage. Well, first stage of the Zanpakutos and the Shikai, but yeah. Now, of course, well, mostly this kid has brownish hair, or not, yeah, brownish hair, and of course, it seems to be a little bit spiky but smooth at the same time. But of course, it's a little bit longer than the older man that's right now on top of, well, mostly not on top, mostly sitting on a throne. This is where, well, the younger boy asked his father, and did he call him for? Because, well, the younger boy seems to be training. This is where, well, the older man looks at, well, the younger kid and says, I only call you here, Issei-kun, just to tell you that I want you to go to the human world. This is where the now known younger kid kind of widened his eyes and asked why. He kind of questioned and why he has to go to the human world. He has gone to the human world a couple times, but not much. Now, of course, he's confused and wonder why that's the case. He knows that in a couple of like months, days, weeks, mostly in a couple of months, there will be a war between the Espadas, mostly Hueco Mundo, and the Soul Society. Now, of course, he's confused and why his father is telling him to go towards the human world. He knows that he's training right now his best just to fight against any of, well, the Soul Reapers. Now, of course, he's training his hardest. But, of course, he is confused and why his father now wants him to go to the, well, mostly human world. This is where, well, Issei kind of questioned his father and why he wants, well, mostly himself to get to the human world. This is where, well, his father just grins his little smile and all that. And this is where, well, Issei said, am I missing something? This is where, well, his father says no. He did chuckle a little bit, but of course he says no. I only want you to go to the human world for a couple of months. Don't worry, you can continue your training and other things. But I don't want you to come to Hueco Mundo after, He then said a Pacific month. and it's basically seems to be like half a year or even more. And this is where Issei is confused because he knows that, well, what's it called? Well, the event of what's it called, the battle between Waifu Mundo and Soul Society will kind of happen, but he's confused why his father's sending him far away, or mostly towards the human world. He then questioned if he has to spy on what's it called, Ichigo Kurosaki. This is where, well, his father did mostly shake his head no, saying that that's not the case. He mostly told Issei that he needs to go to a town called, what's it called? Mostly go to a town named Kuoh. Kuoh town. Now, of course, Issei is confused, but he does not know if that town is close to Ichigo Kurosaki's town. Now, of course, this is where, well, the boy in question seems to be at the age of like 17 years old, or, well, kind of like 16-ish right now. This is where, well, he should be kind of in freshman year, but he looks kind of confused-ish. Well, he's not 16, he's 17. But of course, well, he looks very confused at his father and, well, mostly questioning why he needs to go to this place. He then asks his father, and does he need to come with the espadas to destroy this town or kind of make the Soul Society this or that? He's right now going with plans and strategies and other things, but his father says, no, that's not the case. I want you to, well, I guess, have fun. This is where his father kind of said the word, well, mostly a word that Issei doesn't really know in his vocabulary that much, but yeah, this is where Issei is confused. He looks at his father confusedly. This is where his father says, I will explain more later, but I want you to start getting ready to get into the human world. This is where Issei doesn't really question his father too much, but of course decides to walk away. This is where, well, Issei decides to start walking away, but this is where his father kind of just grins. This is where he says, I'm sorry, Issei. I can't let you get in the way with the whole thing that I'm doing right now. I'm gonna have to send you far. Damn. This is where, well, we go into, well, Issei, who's right now just done packing up. He right now just has a backpack with other stuff. This is where the espadas are confused with Issei leaving, but yeah. Issei does talk to Genichimaru and why, well, he's going to the human world. Genichimaru doesn't really even know why Issei's going, because they know that Issei's pretty powerful from the fact that he's somewhat like similar towards what's it called, Ichigo. He's basically similar to Ichigo, I should mention. Issei is kind of similar with bloodlines. You see here, Issei is the son of Aizen, who's a Soul Reaper, but also kind of has the bloodline of a Hollow and also something else. But no one knows about that unless you see in the thumbnail. Yes, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei, who is right now just kind of walking back towards his father in confusion, but pretty much this is where he sees, well, his father. This is where, well, his father says, I will now need you to get to the place. Are you ready to go, Issei? Issei says, yes, I am. This is where, well, his father kind of just grins at him and just says, just get 21 girls for me. This is where, or mostly for yourself. This is where, well, Issei was confused until he kind of got pushed into the portal. This is where Issei was confused until he looks back and sees Grimmjow just grinning at him, saying bye. This is where, well, Issei just flips him off and gets angry. He didn't really get to question why his, like, father asked him just to get, like, 21 girls for himself. This is where, well, he was confused, but he just got pushed. And, of course, he's right now up in the air. Of course, like, almost landing down into the town. And, of course, he did kind of just, like, did flash step before, like, hitting the ground. He did also fly. He can fly easily. This is where Issei was just confused. He was angry at Grimmjow. He will get that motherfucker later, but yeah. This is where Issei was just annoyed, but he didn't care. Of course, this is where, well, he then kind of talks to in his head, saying, Drake, can you hear me? Drake says, yeah, I can hear you, partner. This is where, well, yes, Issei does know about Drake. You see here, Issei is kind of human, but yeah. But of course, this is where Issei is right now in this world, just so annoying and confused. He starts asking Drake and what's the meaning of this and whatever is this and blah blah blah. Pretty much, he's confused why his like dad mostly say gets as many girls as you need, which he doesn't know anything about that. But of course, well, Drake knows it a little bit. He knows what his father pretty much just wants for Issei. He pretty much wants Issei to kind of have fun because Issei never did really have a childhood. He pretty much just trained from a young childhood. And this is where, well, Drake says, don't know, partner, but you should probably get towards the house that he kind of like put you for. This is where Issei gets to the house that was the house that mostly Aizen managed to get for him. And when he kind of go checks on the house, his house isn't that small, but at the same time it's pretty big. That's where Issei says, no, that can't be the right house, right? Maybe. I don't know why it's that big. This is where it's like a mini mansion. This is where Issei says, yeah, I'm definitely getting lost in all my rooms. This is where, well, Drake kind of chuckles and says, well, I probably won't be able to find your room either. This is where, well, Issei says, damn it. This is where, well, Issei gets into, well, the mansion, and of course, this is where it's kind of empty. And of course, well, it's not that empty, but of course, some of the, what's it called, stuff that he has inside it, like furniture and other stuff, it's kind of there. It's not that empty. There's a lot of furniture and other stuff. And of course, this is where Issei kind of noticed fake photos of, like, a fake family. Yes, because, well, he kind of realized that Aizen is going to kind of, like, he knows that Aizen is a threat towards the Soul Society, and kind of is a big threat. So of course he knows that he needs to kind of fake a lot of things. So of course he knows the fake pictures. But yeah, of course, well, he does sense in the house, trying to sense if there's anyone spiritual pressure, anyone inside it. But yeah, no one. It's complete emptiness. This is where Issei kind of sad and just says, damn it, I guess I have no one here. Why did my father send me here? Damn it. I should mention that Issei's name isn't Issei Hyodo, but of course his last name is Issei Aizen. Basically, he's the son of Aizen, but yeah. Sosuke Aizen. But of course, this is where Issei is just so sad and confused, but yeah. But of course, this is where, well, we go into Issei kind of like mostly moving some stuff around the house, but yeah, and kind of like putting it in what he wants to like put it at, but yeah. Of course, we go into kind of just like Issei doing a lot of things in his house and other things, but yeah. It's been a couple of months since he kind of moved in. Well, not a couple of months, mostly a couple of weeks. Until Drake kind of suggested the good idea to kind of go to the high school of this town. This was, the school was named Kyosho, or wait. Kuoh Academy. This is where, well, Issei didn't really want to, but Drake did kind of just say that'd be better than just being alone. Because Issei basically in this like couple of weeks, he did move a lot of things, he did kind of do a lot of things, but he also did kind of train mostly. Because Issei still thinks that he's going to be in the whole war between the Soul Reapers. So yeah. But of course, well, he has really no clue. But of course, we'll go into Issei. Issei kind of questioned and why he would go there. Because, well, he pretty much doesn't really like humans that much. He doesn't see the point in actually talking to a human. But yeah. But of course, well, with the whole kind of thing happening, Issei got kind of peer pressure to kind of go enroll in the school. Which when he does get a letter saying that he got accepted. And yeah, Issei was dumbfounded that he actually got accepted. Even though he had to fake some documents, but yeah. So well, Issei sighs, but this is where Issei decides to get to the school. Now, of course, Issei basically is wearing what's it called purely white clothing, but with a black shirt. Basically the same thing that he kind of wears, what's it called, like original canon, but instead of being black, it's, well, white. And instead of having a red shirt underneath it, it's a black shirt, but yeah. But of course, this is where, well, we go into Issei getting towards the academy. Of course, this is where when Issei kind of walks through, he basically doesn't, he kind of looks like an original canon without muscle and other things, and he just looks like an original canon. Because, well, he's not really trying to show, like, mostly his true self. Which, well, not his true self. Mostly he looks like a pretty boy, but not really. Of course, multiple people are confused in why he's wearing white kind of clothing instead of, like, the original school uniform. But, of course, Issei really doesn't care about what people think. This is where Drake kind of questioned and why he kind of wears something like this. Clearly, people are going to ask questions, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei didn't care. Of course, he gets to the classroom. Well, first went to the kind of, like, president's office to kind of, well, get the schedule that he needs. And, of course, when he walks in, or mostly knocks at the door to kind of come in and other things, of course, this is where, well, they look at him kind of confusedly. Sabaki and Sona. This is where, well, Sabaki says, do you need something? This is where, well, Sona's right now having a headache from just how Issei's wearing white clothing instead of, well, wearing the actual school uniform. This is where Issei says, yes, I'm here to get my, well, schedule. This is where he said it very politely. And this is where, well, Sabaki nodded. This is where she gets Issei's schedule. And mostly Issei had to change his last name from Aizen, mostly Issei Aizen to Issei Hyodo. So, yeah. Of course, this is where, well, mostly the kind of president or whatever, vice president says, yes, here you go. Issei Hyodo, or Hyodo Issei, it seems here's your schedule. This is where Issei nodded and says, thank you. This is where Issei walks away, but yeah. Didn't really get any complaints about what he's wearing, but yeah. But of course, this is where, well, we go into Issei. Issei is right now getting to his first class, and when he walks in, a bunch of people kind of glance at him and, what? Who is this person? Why is there another dude? But yeah, mostly the guys think about, but the girls really doesn't care that much because they don't really think he's that good looking or anything. They probably think he's a pervert, but yeah. Issei says that his name is Issei Hyodo, and of course, this is where he says it with kind of a boring tone, a little bit. Well, kind of a happy, cheerful kind of tone, a little bit, but not much. But yeah, of course, he kind of like goes sit down next to the two perverts in original canon. And of course, Issei is right now just thinking what he should be doing. Drake also kind of thinks about it, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei then thinks that he might need to act normal for however months of years or whatever, because he doesn't know when his father might call him or anything. So he's just going to act like a normal teenager. So of course he does kind of make friends with the two perverts by just falsely kind of also like being perverted. But yeah, this is where we go into a couple months later. But yeah, mostly people think that the perverted trio is like the perverted trio in original canon. It's just Issei when he kind of goes with the two guys to kind of go peek in that hole and other things. Issei usually hides his pressure, his mostly presence entirely, his Ayatsu and also his magic. Because yes, he does have magic from the fact that he has Drake. But of course, he kind of just usually hides when both of his friends are getting chased down. Or mostly two people that he usually disguises his true self as. But of course, well, with Issei kind of doing that, Issei, well, mostly a lot of girls think that he's still really perverted or whatever. He might just do that, but he managed to escape the girls. Which a lot of people kind of do, kind of just say a bunch of rumors. But yeah. But of course, this is where we go into mostly a time skip of Issei kind of being attacked by a fallen angel one day. But of course, Issei didn't care because he just snapped his hand once and the fallen angel was gone. Just obliterated. The fallen angel basically had a dark blue hair and of course basically showing some cleavage, but yeah, and having a red kind of shirt, but yeah. Button shirt, but yeah. But Issei didn't care and easily killed her, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is much faster than half the fallen angels when they throw their light spirit, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into Issei. Issei is right now back at his house, but he just suddenly got kind of called upon to go back to the school, which he's tired and not really wanting to go back to school. But he realized it's someone that he kind of knows. So it's been a couple of months, like about 6 months entirely. This is where, well, Issei noticed who was actually calling and decides to go. This is where he picks up and kind of answers and says, "Yo, Blondie, what do you want?" This is where, well, the other mostly person that kind of answer or mostly got the call back from Issei kind of says, "Hey Issei, I'm gonna need a favor from you. Can you come towards what's it called, the mostly the OCR? This is where, well, or mostly the research occult club, something like that. Mostly the research occult club, and this is where Issei kind of says, "Why? Oh, come on, please. I'm gonna need your help for a second." Issei sighs and says, "Fine, I'll be there in a second or whatever." Issei didn't use his magic or anything. He just decides to just flash step over there. This is where, well, Issei kind of appears towards the mostly the cult club, and of course he kind of sees, well, he mostly kind of walks through and of course knocks at that door, and this is where, well, all the people that were in the occult club were kind of shocked and surprised with someone like Issei showing up this fast, because they don't really know where Issei kind of lives, and Rias, she hasn't really met Issei at all. Now, how Kiba even knows about Issei is, well, mostly in a flashback, but yeah. Mostly, Kiba was kind of really hurt in how well people from the church were trying to hunt him down. And of course, instead of the church managed to get him because they were so close, mostly a young boy kind of tried to help, well, mostly Kiba. And of course, this is where the young boy had brownish hair and of course brownish eyes. But of course the church thought that, well, this kid was also a part of the church, so they tried to kill him. But of course an older man appeared right in front of both of the young boys. This is where the older man seems to be already annoyed and pissed. This is where he swings his hand once, slaughtering all these people in an instant. Kiba was shocked when he was that young, when the whole kind of, you know, the whole Excalibur bullshit happened. This is where, well, the younger boy did kind of help Kiba kind of get up, but yeah, they seem to be the same, similar age, and this is where, well, the kid was basically Issei. Now, of course, this is where, well, Kiba was kind of shocked to meet Issei again in the school mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei kind of just looked at Kiba and just smiles at him saying, "Sup." This is where, well, when they're younger, but yeah. Now, of course, Kiba kind of looks at Issei when Issei kind of walked through the door, and this is where Issei says, "Yo, what did you even call me for?" This is where, well, Kiba says, "So we have a little problem here." Issei says, "What is that problem?" So my president here kind of has to go against a battle maniac, somewhat a bad person, okay? This is where, well, Issei says, "Okay, and what is his name?" "Riser Phoenix." "Uh-huh. And why should I care?" This is where, well, Kiba says, "Come on, please, Issei. Can I ask your, what's it called, father for help?" This is where Issei says, "God damn it. No." He's, well, not, mostly he didn't say father for help. Mostly asked him, mostly Issei himself, for help. This is where Issei says, "Fine, when is this going to start?" "In about a couple of minutes." "For fuck's sakes. Fine, let's do this." This is where, well, they go into the kind of mostly rating games because, well, Issei Sensing never did meet, well, Rias, and mostly avoid anyone entirely by always just ditching anyone who tries to even annoy him. Now, of course, the mostly he never did kind of appear near, what's it called, Rias Grimmery's kind of like a research club. He kind of avoided that. Drake did say that they kind of had like double magic and other things, and mostly they feel like demonic, like doubles mostly. So of course Issei kind of ignored this kind of place, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where we go into the rating games. The rating games is right now starting, and of course, this is where, well, Grace does kind of say in how many pawns, well, mostly how many pawns, how many rooks, how many bishops, how many blah, 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 you get the point of how Riser has. And of course, this is where, well, Rias Grimmery, who has one knight, one queen, one rook, one bishop, who is actually named Azia. Yes, she managed to rescue Azia. Well, Issei helped like an original canon, but yeah. But of course, it worked well. And 0 pawns. And 1 ally, but yeah. This worked well. They're confused on why Rias kind of got this ally, who isn't pretty much, well, a part of her kind of like family, but yeah. Issei, who was kind of just rushed really too fast, didn't really accept any of the pawns, because, well, Issei didn't really give a shit that much. But yeah. Of course, to work well, we go into Issei. Issei is just looking at the battlefield. Mostly, Issei kind of looks in front of him and sees, well, mostly, well, not really in front of him. He mostly looks in, well, forward from him and sees Rias Grummery. Now, Rias Grummery is trying to tell everyone about a plan and make it up, but this is where Issei disappears. This is where, well, Issei is just walking out. This is where Kiba says, please don't tell me you're actually just going to fight them all by yourself, Issei. That's where Issei says, of course I'm going to be fighting them all for myself. What, do you think I wasn't? This is where, well, Kiba sighs and says, if you're going, then I'm going also. This is where Ria says, hey, what about our plan? Kiba, Issei. This is where, well, she barely even knows Issei, but of course does say his name. This is where, well, Kiba says, don't worry, President. Issei here is pretty strong. Besides, I have met his father before. I'm sure that he's also as powerful as, well, his father. Issei says, of course I'm going to be as powerful as my father. Whatever, let's just go then. This is where Issei pulls out, what's it called, his sword. Mostly a Shinkai out of nowhere and just put it next to him. This is where, Kiba says, then let's go then. This is where, well, Issei and, well, Kiba, well, mostly Issei flash steps, while Kiba kind of just rushed towards, well, what's it called, Issei will be at. Mostly just walking straight towards the base of, what's it called, the base of, well, the kind of Riser. And this is where Riser was kind of confused in why they're just straight up attacking, or mostly the Alliance for Rias. But of course he doesn't care, and of course just sends everyone. This is where his like pawns, rooks, and whatever, just because he doesn't care. He's easily crushing this person. This is where when the rooks and pawns and other things just gets close to Issei, Issei just swing his hand once, and this is where he slaughtered them all in an instant. Just once. Swings the air, and this is where they're all gone. They're just gone. Issei didn't give a shit. He said a bit about his Ryasu, and they're gone. They're just... They don't even respawn back. This is where when Sir Zex and even what's it called, the Phoenix person, mostly the clan member or whatever, who was next to Sir Zex, were just wide in their eyes because, well, Grace says eliminated all of the 8 pawns, and this is where she goes on, and of course they didn't even come back. They're just gone. Literally, Issei just wiped them from existence. That's how strong Issei exactly is. Issei just looks in front of him, and right now Riser is just seeping with anger. Right now, what's it called, next to him is none other than Raffle, who is just scared of Issei, because Issei just didn't give a fuck. They were right, mostly all the pawns and other things were right in front of them, and gone. This is where, well, Issei says, pathetic. Seriously? I even had more of a troubled time with Soul Reapers. You people aren't even at the same level of any of the Soul Reaper captains. But it seems that you are like some kind of fried chicken bird or whatever. He looks at Riser. Riser's pissed. This is where fire's coming off of his body, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, well, it seems I'm gonna have to wipe you out, shouldn't I? This is where, well, Issei pulls out his sword right in front of him, and his sword is right now just kind of like missing out this like powerful white silver color, like a very powerful white silver color. And this is where Drake says, is it really necessary? Which one are you even going to use? He asks in Issei's head. Issei says, don't worry, Drake. I will annihilate this weakling. Besides, Kiba did ask me for a favor, and he's going to owe me a favor after this. He said I should wipe them out easily. Besides, that's what I'm doing. This is where, well, Issei puts his sword right in front of him, and this is where, well, he then says a Bankai name already. Bankai. He mostly says, before he even says Bankai, Bankai. copy. Well, mostly he says, Kopia Bankai Zen Kantichi no Zen. Let me say that again. This is where it's called Zankan no Tachi. This is where the sword just becomes this infernal, just like rusted kind of infernal color. This is where it starts having this very powerful heat erupting from it. This is where Issei, right now his eyes right now just shows to just be this brightest yellowish color. Reality started leaking off of his body. This is where what was it called? Rise of the Phoenix, and even Raza or whatever her name is, just widened their eyes, and even the queen that was there widened their eyes when they saw this powerful spirit reality power appear. This is where they did not expect to be fighting such a powerful opponent. This is where Issei said, "I'm going to wipe you all out from existence. Doesn't matter if you people don't respawn or not. It doesn't matter to me. Pretty much, you weaklings stay in my way, you disappear and turn to ash." This is where Issei appears right in front of Ricer, right now swinging the blade down because he has the blade right now on top of him. And this is where Razawa and what's it called? Mostly Ricer's sister and what's it called? Queen did kind of force themselves to give up. While mostly not his queen didn't give up. Mostly they tried to jump away, but of course the ground exploded with a giant deep ass hole. This is where Riser widened his eyes. He would have been eliminated in an instant, but this is where Issei appears right now, sending a powerful kick into Riser's stomach, launching him across multiple buildings. This is where the queen and also Riser's sister widened their eyes, realizing that Riser has fucked up. This is where everyone realized that he's fucked up. Issei isn't playing games. Issei was never playing games. Issei, the definition of playing games is him just trolling people, like Aizen would do. But he doesn't really have that whole personality. Pretty much, his personality is to wipe you out from existence, because he doesn't give a shit. This is where, Issei appears right in front of Riser again with the sword. This is where he swings it once with his, mostly one hand. And this is where, when the sword managed to, he like barely even hit Riser. Like, it didn't even hit Riser, like hit the air. But of course, this is where Riser did manage to duck. But he still felt the pressure blowing off from what's it called, the sword. Even though it missed Riser, Riser was just pushed down to the ground. Issei then just stomps Riser to the ground, mostly with a leg. This is where Issei then puts the sword down. And right now, having the sword closest to the, mostly Riser's head. This is where, like inches from his head. This is where, Issei said, "You see here, the difference between you and I is you see here, I'm the son of such a strong being, while you're the son of no one in particular. Your mortality might be good, but you're nothing to those who were called the 13, or mostly the Gote 13, or even the Squad 0. It doesn't matter. You're nothing to any of them. Your best chance in being rank will be lower, and I mean lower Soul Reaper rank, like the lowest bottom trash. You're just that pathetic. But goodbye." Issei drops the sword right into Riser's head, and of course Riser's body disappears. Just turns into ash. This is where, Issei then grabs his sword back, mostly transforming it back to a silverish color, and of course just sheathing it back into his, like, sheath. This is where, the game has now been, mostly kind of answered. Ria's team has won. Riser and his team has been annihilated. And she's not lying, because his team is basically dead. Even Riser himself is gone. Pretty much they pissed off the wrong person. Or Kiba just got the wrong person to come along. Pretty much, yeah, they don't know. This is where when Kiba managed to get towards where Issei's at, he sees the destruction in what Issei has done. This is where, Kiba, he knows that Issei will go overkill. Issei, who doesn't know the definition of overkill, he really doesn't care. He pretty much will send anyone straight to the 9 realm to hell without care that much. To basically the afterlife. But yeah, he just doesn't care. This is where, Kiba says, you couldn't hold back? I hold back the best I can. What do you want me to do? How would I hold back, well, 1%, though? This is where Kiba says, oh, Jesus Christ, you weren't lying when you're powerful. Oh, God. Please don't tell me they're actual dead. Wait, I wasn't supposed to kill them? This is where, well, Kiba says, wait a minute. Right, you don't know much about the rating games. Fuck. This is where, well, Issei said, wait, they don't come back? This is where, well, Kiba says, not with that destruction of power. Let's just hope they're back, because if they're not, then, yeah, you kind of kill them in an instant. Not my fault. Pretty much, Rhea said, finish this quickly, or something, bullshit, those lines. Or whatever your president say, I don't remember her name, we'll see. Raisin, I don't really care. This is where, well, Kiba does know that Issei doesn't really have any respect for anyone who is weaker than him. Pretty much, Issei, the only time he will ever, like, mention someone's name perfectly, and of course, like, have a lot of respect, is those who are actually strong. But of course, Kiba isn't like that strong against Issei, so of course Issei just calls him Blondie. But yeah, or mostly Kiba, or yeah, mostly K. This is where, well, the only reason why Issei kind of listens to Kiba for requests and other things is because they've been kind of friends for a while, before Issei had to leave back towards Wake Mundo. But of course, Kiba doesn't really know about Wake Mundo that much. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into Issei and the others kind of getting back to normal. But yeah, this is where, well, the Queen of Riser and even what's it called, Raffle, are just right now bowing right now towards Rias and asking if she can, like, bring what's it called, Riser back from the undead. When Sir Zax and the Phoenix leader was right now just shocked. Of course, they are kind of, well, also questioning Issei's kind of pressure and power, exactly. Of course, well, the queen is just right now lost in words, and even what's it called, Raffle. This is where the older man with the kind of next to Sir Zax kind of asks Issei if they can be brought back to life. Issei says no, not exactly. Unless you want to go to the Soul Reaper world to kind of claim back their souls, or actually I don't even know if that even works in this world. There were devils original, right? Then they're pure souls or whatever bullshit. Well, I think if this is where Issei does have a theory in a little bit. This is where, well, he says that someone like Riser was a pure devil. He isn't going to come back any damn time. He's a pure devil. His soul doesn't really fucking matter. Issei turned his soul to ash. That's the best reason that Issei said. The Bankai that he used can literally just turn anything to ash. A sword that's so powerful that he didn't care that much. Pretty much, he noticed that Riser was a fire user. Instead of using some kind of ice or water to annihilate him, he instead showed him what true flames are and annihilate his ass in 2 seconds. Like he said, cocky bastard should die in an instant. He didn't care. This is where Issei then talks about the pawns and the whatever chess pieces or whatever bullshit. Issei can actually bring them back with a Bankai that he kind of managed to copy before, but yeah, or kind of just knows exactly. And this is where, well, for some reason, he can always do this with his Shinkai ever since he was born. He can actually copy others' kind of Bankai, but yeah. Well, it's not his true Bankai, it's mostly a Shinkai ability, but yeah. But of course, he never did really kind of ask his father if he can actually train him and learn how to use Bankai. Mostly since Shinkai State can just copy Bankais. And also it can copy Bankais, it can also copy like Shinkai State kind of swords, like his father's, but yeah. This is where Issei said that he might be able to bring, what's it called, the pawns, but when it comes to Riser, yeah, unless you want him back in a bottle of ash, he might just come back like that. This is where, well, Riser's father kind of anger and was about to grab Issei until Issei grabbed his arm and was about to break it. Issei says, "Don't you dare touch me." someone like you who isn't part of any of the three main factions. This is where Issei was kind of rambling on, because he's basically talked about the Quincy's, the Hollows, or the Soul Reapers. Now he knows that he's from all three factions. I should mention, Issei is from all three factions. He's also human, but yeah. But right now I'm feeling tired, and I might, because you see here, I wasn't at my best head, or mostly I wasn't thinking that much, and I am feeling really tired right now. So I might redo this tomorrow or something when I'm not actually that tired. But other than that, let me just end it off here. But yeah, also, damn it, 44 minutes. God damn it, never mind. Well, bye.